Okay, let's continue with exercise number 3 from activity 7. This exercise is a bit different to what we had before because now we have two different interest rates, borrow and lend. So first, let me explain you what is that. So I think you know it's different when you want to borrow money from the bank than when you want to invest, right? So it's a different rate that you are being charged when you use your credit card than the interest rate that the bank uses to pay your interest on your debit card. So usually it's more expensive. The borrowing rate is more expensive to borrow money from the bank than to invest in the bank. So that's why the borrowing rate is more expensive than the lending rate. So lending, also this is something important, lending and investing. It will be the same for this exercise. It means that this is the rate that the bank will pay if you want to invest with them or if you will lend them money. And borrowing is the opposite, how much they will charge you if they give you money. So in this example, it's a bit different because also look at this, it says, assume that you can borrow money. So you don't have the $1 million, you will borrow the $1 million. So how does this work? So if I want to borrow $1 million today, I need to calculate how much I will have to pay in the future, right? So how do I do this? Well, I will have to use the future value formula as we have been doing. But now I will have to use the borrowing rate of the US because I am borrowing money in the US. It is key that you check that it says borrow, right? On the other examples, it says assume that you have, so you already have the money. But in here it's different. In here it says assume that you can borrow. So use the borrow rate of the US at 45 days. So in here it will be 0.3 times 45 over 360. Okay, so this is the amount of dollars that I will have to pay by the end of the contract. Then again, as usual, I have to convert my dollars to the other currency. In this case, it is the Chinese yuan. And because I have dollars on top and dollars at the bottom, I will have to multiply. So right now, today, with the dollars that I borrow, I can have 6 million yuan. So why can I do this? It is because I borrow the money today. So today I have $1 million and I will have to invest, to convert the $1 million to Chinese yuan and then to invest it in China. So in here, I will have to use the Chinese rate, but the lending rate, right? Because I am investing. Now I have the yuans, I am investing the yuans. I am not borrowing the yuans, I am investing. So 0.05 times 45 over 360. Right? So this is the amount of yuans that I will have in the future. 6 million and some, a little bit more. And then I need to go back to the US. So again, I use the forward rate. And now I will have to divide. I have yuan on top. And again, it's a loss. Okay, so this is how you solve the issue with lending and borrow. I hope that you understand how it works. Most of the time, 99.9% of the cases, the borrow rate is more expensive than the lending rate. And what else is important? Something that some students ask me is, in this type of exercise, I have to be very careful with the borrow, right? Because I need to read carefully the instructions, and that's true. You need to check if it says borrow. If it says borrow, and then you have borrow and lend, use borrow on top, because that's the money that you are borrowing. And always, all the time, use lending or the investment rate at the bottom, because that's the point of doing a CIA. to invest in another country. So all the time, the second line, the bottom line, it is invest, the lending rate, okay? So read carefully. If it says borrow and you can borrow and lend, use borrow on top. If it's, and then on the second line, always use lend. And check again, be careful with the spot forward, be careful with the countries, and you should be all right.